Hello and welcome to Indian Markets Unveiled, a daily market podcast where we give you a quick eye view of what one should look into during the market session today and how are the cues from the US markets, the global markets, the Asian markets coming in because the US market and the Asian market have a clear-cut eventual impact on the domestic markets. It's a Friday session and there's a lot we need to cover because there's a lot of result specific action for the domestic market, and at the same time the global and the domestic triggers are picking up. But let's start with the global markets first, and it indicates a negative start for the global market as we did see that the US market closed with red signs overnight, and the gift nifty is lower in trade today as well. The downtrend of around 111% in the gift nifty indicates a gap down start for the Indian markets. Not only that, the US futures did lower after cash market ending in the red zone on Thursday. US market did fall for third straight session with key indices falling up to 1% or even more. US 10-year yield hits highest level since 2007, hovering around 5%. Again, there are a lot of economic indicative action and triggers which one needs to consider from the global market as well, and one such is the Fed Chair Powell's speech. The Fed Chair Powell's speech primarily emphasized higher for longer. So an economic indicative sentiment which is impacting the market. If we have a look at what happened with the European markets in the afternoon session yesterday, the European markets did fall for the third straight session, where FTSE was falling around 1%. Taking a look at the Asia and the energy pack, of course, the Asian markets are lower in early trade with Hong Kong down around 0.5% or even more. And we also do see that the gift nifty is lower, indicating a negative sign for the domestic market. Apart from that, the other Asian markets, as we see, Nikkei is down around 2%, Kospi is down around 50%, and the markets are extending the losses after Powell's comment and Japan inflation, which came in slow. So clearly the event-specific impact in the global markets. Taking a look at the energy pack and bullion market, the crude is above $93 per barrel on fears of escalating West Asia crisis, and bullion market, gold is at 12-week high, about $1,975, and dollar index is steady at around 106 mark. So clearly we do see that there is some heat and there is some concern in the oil setup, but oil is settling in somewhere around $93 a barrel, which is up around 1% on nagging worries about Middle East. And bullion market, of course, gold firms for the third day on Middle East conflict hopes of Fed rate pause. As we always say that when markets are volatile, one moves towards the safe haven commodities. So this is how the global setup looks like, but let us now switch to what are the sentiments and the trigger points for domestic markets. Let us now understand the domestic markets in deep. So let us now take a look at how the trade setup for Indian markets could look like on the Friday session. Let us start with understanding how the session closed yesterday, and then we get to the session today and try and understand the support, resistance, and the stock specific approach which one needs to understand for the session, the fresh one today. Considering the closing of the last session, the market witnessed a pullback after opening the gap down and closed well off the day's low by taking support at the 19,500 level on the 19th of October. Hence, if the said levels of 19,600 to 19,500 get hold in the coming days, then further pullback towards 19,700 to 19,800 is most likely, is one should consider. But on the contrary, if in case the index breaks the support zone, then the correction may be seen towards 19,300 mark. That is also something which one needs to observe. Talking about Sensex, the Sensex dropped around 250 points to settle in at 65,629, while the Nifty declined almost 50 points to close at 19,625. And we did see that in the entire day, there was a lot of volatility and stock-specific action, and also the indexes were trying to be volatile throughout the session. The broader markets have a mixed trend, and we did see that Nifty mid-cap and small-cap indices were trading in a mixed category, or one should say that were volatile, and there was stock-specific approach which one could find in mid-cap and small-cap. However, the index were struggling, even in the broader markets. Let us now take a look at the key support and resistance levels which one needs to consider for the trading session today. For Nifty, It might take support at 19,542, followed by 19,502 and 19,437. While on the higher side, 19,671 can be an immediate resistance, followed by 19,711 to 19,776. Coming to Bank Nifty, in the last session, we did see that Bank Nifty also narrowed its losses to end at around 134 points down at 43,755. And we also did see that Bank Nifty had a lot of volatility and stock specific approach, which we could understand. Well, we can also say that this is a bullish reversal pattern formed at the downtrend, increasing the significance of likely a bounce back, which might be seen in the coming sessions. The index currently faces immediate resistance at 44,000 levels, while the support is situated somewhere near 43,500. But one needs to consider that as well, that the prevailing sentiment for the Bank Nifty remains tilted towards the sell-on rise approach, because there's a lot many banking sector related companies which will post its numbers, and we also have banks and PSU as well as financial space which one needs to consider. The strong resistance for Bank Nifty is observed at 44,500, and a closing price above this level would indicate a resumption of the uptrend. So this being a Friday session, let's now take a look at all the results which will be posted, all the important ones which will be posted today as well as tomorrow. That is 20th of October and 21st of October. So JSW Steel, JSW Energy, 197 Communication, L&T Finance Holdings, Poonawalla FinCorp, Catholic Syrian Bank. Apart from it, there's a long list of banks financials as we see Jammu and Kashmir Bank, Kajaria Ceramic, stocks like Hindustan Zinc, ICICI Bank, Kotak Mahindra Bank, RBL Bank, IDBI Bank, Yes Bank. Of course, all the banks and financial companies, particularly the banks, are going to post its results on the Friday session as well as the Saturday session. So one needs to consider the banks and financial sector, as there will be a clear-cut impact when the markets will open up on the Monday session, because the impact of all of these results will be witnessed in the market when the markets open on Monday. Apart from that, Amber Enterprises, Balkrishna Industries, Dodla Dairy, Finolex Industries, Sharda Cropchem, Rosari Biotech are the numbers, and these numbers are going to be posted on the 21st of October. So we have a long list of results which will be coming for today as well as tomorrow, and majorly banks and financial services will be in focus. Let us quickly now take a look at what are the stock specific approach and what are the stocks and news which came in after the market hours yesterday, which will create an impact in the market today. So to start with HUL, of course, FMCG companies were going to post the numbers, and we did see the numbers coming in. FMCG major HUL recorded a 3.9% year-on-year growth in standalone profit at 2,717 crore for the quarter ended September FY24, beating analyst estimates with better than expected operating margin performance and lower input cost. The standalone revenue from operations grew by 3.6% on a year-on-year basis at 15,276 crore for the quarter. The board has approved an interim dividend of 18 rupees per share for the year. The next in the list is Natco Pharma, as the United States Food and Drug Administration has conducted an inspection of the company's pharma division in Kothur, Hyderabad during 9th to 18th of October. And at the end of the inspection, the said facility received 8 observations. The company is working with US FDA to close them at the earliest. Indoco Remedies is the third one in this list, as the United States Food and Drug Administration, US FDA, has conducted a pre-approval inspection at the company's solid oral formulation facility in Goa during 12th to 18th of October. The pre-approval inspection was conducted for 2 drug product applications and filed from this facility. The US FDA has issued 4 observations in Form 483 at the end of the pre-approval inspection. Tata Motors is also to be considered, as the Tata Group company has entered into a share purchase agreement and other agreements to acquire a 26.7% stake in logistics solution company Freight Commerce Solutions for 150 crore. The agreement also includes a provision enabling Tata Motors to further invest 100 crore over the next 2 years. Jindal Stainless is another stock which one needs to consider, as the stainless steel company has recorded a 74% year-on-year growth in standalone profit at 609 crore for the quarter ended September FY24, with revenue growing 14% to 9,720 crore and EBITDA increasing 54% at 1,070 crore during the same period. The standalone sales volume for the second quarter of FY24 stood at 5,43,619 metric tons, up by nearly 26% on a year-on-year basis due to robust domestic demand. And last but not the least, Havells India is in the list as well, as the electrical equipment company has registered a 33% year-on-year growth in profit at 249 crore for the quarter ended September FY24, driven by healthy operating numbers. Revenue from operations for the quarter increased by 6% to 3,891 crore during the same period, led by switch gears and cable segments. So these are all the stock specific news which one needs to consider. Along with it, don't forget the FISDI's action also, as the foreign institutional investors sold shares worth rupees 1,093 crore, while the domestic institutional investors purchased shares worth rupees 736 crores. So clearly, selling from FIs is continuing, and the DIs are trying to support the markets. So this is how the trade setup for the session looks like. But considering the volatility in the markets, we constantly advise and tell you that research is the backbone, and one needs to consider proper research before taking any investment decision or even trading session in these markets. So clearly, irrespective of the market conditions, one needs to consider doing research properly. And we and Devin Choksi have our exclusive research services, which are powerful and successful. To avail our exclusive research services, we invite you to join us. Just click on the link below and you are done. Fill in your basic details and our team will reach out to you. So don't wait any further and embark on the wealth building adventure together. Thank you and have a nice day.